Alright, so I'm gonna sprue this ring. It's all done. What you do is you're just gonna take the sprue and you're gonna put it on the soldering iron, and then you're gonna place it right there so that it sticks. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm gonna put it right where I want it to be on the ring. Gonna let it dry for a second. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your dentist tool or your spoon tool. You're gonna get it, you're gonna put it in the wax, make it so that it's dripping. And then you're gonna put it right around the bottom of where the sprue meets the ring. You don't want it to be too clumpy, you want it to be able to flow nice into the ring. Gonna wait for that to heat up again. Gonna go back. Just like so. So now I'm just evening it out. You just want a clean flow from the sprue to the ring, so that when it is casted, it'll cast nicely. And the silver will shoot in perfectly. All right. Just like that. You guys can see it. All right, so now, since this is a ribbon ring and it comes out like this, we're gonna put another sprue underneath just to make sure that it goes through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend it a little bit. And then I'm gonna have the sprue right here. And then after I sprue it right here onto the ring, it's gonna connect to the other sprue. And that way when it is casted, the silver's gonna shoot up into this sprue and to that one. So this way the ring will be fully casted and it won't have anything missing or broken. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna put it on the soldering iron and I'm gonna put it right there, just at the tips, and then that way we can file it off. Oh, this one might not stay as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing with our tools. I did a little bit on the side. You could do it farther up. I try not to do it too low, so that way it's easier to buff off and file off. But I guess this still works. I'm just gonna do the same thing that we did with the other sprue. Make sure that it's not too thick. Uh-oh. We'll fix it. Just like that. Just making sure that the dentist tool is hot is probably the key. So that way it doesn't just clump up and make it thicker. See how it's like super thick on that one side? It's because it wasn't hot all the way, which is why it just clumped up right there and didn't melt into the ring. But we can still fix it. And that should be fine. Actually, we'll fix it just a little bit. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this sprue a little bit more. Just be careful so that the sprue doesn't pop off the ring. And then I'm going to sprue the two sprues together. I'm going to make sure that this sprue isn't touching the ring, because if it is touching the ring, then it'll be stuck to it once it comes out of the casting machine. And just go ahead and do it like that. Make sure it's touching. Alrighty. Perfect. Just go like this. Take the dentist tool again. You're gonna put a little bit of wax on it. And we're gonna just run like a little line between the two sprues. That was kind of bad, but it's okay. We'll do it again. Don't want it to, just like that. You don't need to go all the way down because we're gonna cut it so that it fits in the, what's it called? When we're, what is it? Putting it in plaster. I don't remember what it's called. This mango will tell you guys. Just like that. Then in cases where you guys would have other rings that you would sprue together, you would do this same technique to sprue the other sprues together. Just like that. And that's perfectly fine, far enough. And then you'll just cut it off with your X-Acto knife. You'll just get this, heat it up, and then you're just gonna cut wherever to put it in the sprue base. And then just make sure that it's not too long, but then also not too short, which means you want it to be about right here so that the sprues are connected. You don't want to cut up here because then they won't be connected and you have to re-sprue them together. So I would say like right about here would be a good point to cut it. But yeah, that's it.